I recently watched a video about friends theories, and one said that Phoebe was a CIA agent. And I began to wonder, what if this theory was real? What would it mean for the group? Who would Phoebe have been sent to spy on? To answer these questions, let's start from the beginning. How did Phoebe meet the other five? Well, we all know she became roommates with Monica, and that's how she got introduced to the rest of the group. Rachel and Joey weren't there at the time, so she didn't become roommates with Monica to spy on them. So it was either for Chandler, Monica, or Ross. I just want to make a little warning. None of what I say is confirmed. It's just a theory I heard, and I wanted to analyze it and see what could have been the story if it was. Plus, Phoebe is a character that I find fascinating, so I like to analyze her life. Let's start with Monica. I think Phoebe wasn't there to spy on Monica. It would be too obvious. And what would Monica have to hide? Come on, Monica is too cute. She hates when people don't like her.
Why didn't you just say no? Well, I said no to her coming over now. I couldn't say no twice. Got this uncontrollable need to please people.
So I don't think she would have been doing something bad. Only Ross and Chandler are remaining. Or is there? Let's not forget that before Chandler became roommates with Joey, he was roommates with a certain Kip. Maybe she was there to spy on him. Let's analyze her reasons for spying on any of them. Chandler. For 9 seasons, we don't know what Chandler does, but he can afford rent for a Manhattan apartment, and let's not forget that unlike Monica, his apartment is not rent controlled, and he can also pay everything for Joey, so much that Joey's estimated debt is higher than $100,000. And he had enough money to pay for wedding scenario A. I know he had a big office with a view at only 25, but still. So maybe Chandler did other activities to earn money and Phoebe had to keep an eye on him. I really don't like this theory, but I think it's an interesting one. Ross. We know that Ross had some rage issues in season 5. Maybe they were also there before, and so Phoebe had to keep an eye on him. Or maybe he was building something crazy. After all, Ross is a scientist, yes, a paleontologist, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't know the basics of physics. So maybe she was there to spy on Ross, the crazy scientist guy. Maybe she saw something in his science boy that was worth keeping an eye on him. And now let's move to the most interesting theory for me, Kip. We don't know much about Kip, except that he was Chandler's roommate and that he went out with Monica. But we know that he moved out around 1 year before the start of the series, because in the one with the flashback, we see that Chandler is looking for a new roommate. And at this moment, Phoebe is moving out of Monica's, saying that she can't keep living with her because she's too much of a control freak. But what if the real reason was that because Kip moved out, she didn't have any reason for staying there? Plus, we know from the one with Ross's Stan that Phoebe tried to phase Monica out right after she moved out of her place.
Friends in 1992. Now, I distinctly remember you were dodging her calls and trying to avoid seeing her. You were going to cut me out?
But Monica kept calling back.
I can't believe you tried to cut me out. Why, Phoebe? Why? It was right after we were living together, and you were driving me crazy. Okay, you were really controlling and compulsive and shrill. Well, I'm still all those things. You're also so generous and kind and scrappy. I am scrappy. Exactly. Look, no matter what I tried to do, I couldn't keep you out of my life. Of all the people I've cut out, you were the only one who ever clawed her way back in.
Phoebe wanted to cut off all contact with people from her mission, but she could never say no to Monica. Maybe because she had a crush on Monica or something like that, I don't know. That's another theory, I don't want to make it too long, but Phoebe is clearly bi. She said to Chandler that Monica has the breasts of a Greek goddess.
Oh, Chandler, you stink of cigarettes.
Do you think Monica's gonna be able to smell it?
Are you kidding? That woman has the nose of a bloodhound. And the breasts of a Greek goddess.
And she said that she saw Monica naked.
We lived together for years. I've seen you naked. That's different. We were roommates. And when? I'm curious about the human body.
But anyway, I could make a whole video about Phoebe having a crush on Monica, so tell me if you want to see it and I'll make it. And that's the theory I prefer, not the one about Phoebe having a crush on Monica, but Phoebe being there to spy on Kip. But once again, this is just hypothetical. Side note, I know in the episode with Amanda, they say that Amanda lived in the building before Chandler arrived, so Phoebe moved out before Chandler came, but that contradicts the one with the flashbacks where Phoebe moves out when Joey is starting to move in. So, if we put this inconsistency aside and say that Kip was Amanda's roommate, or that she lived in another apartment in the same building, the theory would work. Tell me what you think about it. Thanks you for watching and see you next time. Bye!